So hi guys, today we have Pankti Gandhi with us. She's an advocate as well as she's in the law sector, and she's there with us to shed some light upon the law sector and how she got into it and what she's doing currently. I think rather than me giving her introduction, she's the person who can give her introduction of what she's doing and what she's up to right now in this particular field. So, Pankti, thanks a lot for giving your time and coming on board on such a short notice. For this wonderful initiative. We are really grateful for you. So, really warm welcome from our side.
Thank you so much for inviting me on this platform. It's my pleasure to contribute the information to the students or to the upcoming people who want to enter into the field and help them across how to navigate through things. So I think it's
Hmm.
more of a pleasure for me as well.
Okay.
So I am basically an advocate and a solicitor,
Yeah.
and I have done my degree from Mumbai itself.
Hmm.
So I have done a 5-year law course from
Okay.
Pravin Gandhi College of Law, and then
Okay.
I did my master's from Mumbai University
Hmm.
into IPR, and then I did my solicitors from Bombay Incorporated Law Society.
Okay.
Okay,
All
so
right.
yeah.
All right. All right. That's perfect. So, Pankti, now because you've done so many things, like you've gone very deep into your profession. First question that comes to my mind is, how did you, in the first place, let's say you were in your 10th or your 12th, when did it hit you first that, yeah, I need to select this as my profession, I'm gonna go into this particular field?
So basically, for me, it started in the seventh or eighth grade
Okay.
during our vocational guidance lecture where we had to write what we want to do.
Hmm.
And while we were studying civics, like most of us had civics during that time, that
True.
had constitutional law, your Article 21, that is your right to life,
Hmm.
then your fundamental duties, your fundamental rights. And
Hmm.
all of that just got me so much intrigued to it that I was like, okay, I need to get more into it and
Hmm.
I need to understand what it is like knowing your own country, like knowing how to help people. And I think I always wanted to help people. So for me, law was more about protecting individual rights
Okay.
and helping them access through the duties to the country or also towards gaining their own rights to
True.
amongst themselves and everything. And for me, more it was about trying to resolve disputes amongst people. So that
Okay.
was something that motivated me towards going into law. Also, I'd seen
Hmm.
a few solicitors doing a
Okay.
wonderful job.
Hmm.
So yeah.
Okay. Perfect. So I think, as per my, observation, there's one small thing in our childhood or during our school days or college days that intrigues us to, particularly go after a profession. If not so, we'll go for a generalized profession and then we'll again shift back to that profession someday or the other in future. So having said that, decided to go for this profession, how was your journey like? I'm sure there must be a lot of highs and lows, a lot of preparation, a lot of hours going into it, lots of hectic stuff. So how was it for you?
It was initially very easy,
Okay.
but eventually it did turn out to be like a breaking point where it changed me as a personality also.
Hmm.
So when I entered into law instantly after 12th grade, I
Mm-hmm.
did the 5-year course. So initially it was like a cakewalk, first 3 years. But
Okay.
when there were like loaded law subjects, you realize what law really is.
Yeah.
And then when I did a master's, it was more completely different path altogether because that was
Hmm.
specialization.
Hmm.
But still, that was easy for me. Solicitors became like a very breaking point because that's when I studied almost 60 subjects of law, where I
Okay.
realized law is not just what it looks like,
Mm-hmm.
and it has too many nitty-gritties to it. Like every single word has nitty-gritty towards it. So
Hmm.
I did have my downfalls with solicitors, but with law, one thing I was grateful for was my college was like a home to me.
Okay.
So they helped me at every step. And it was like people's expectations out of me that helped me sail through it. Also, when you enter into the field after your education and your practical life of it, you realize there's a lot more than what is shown in your suits
Yeah.
or
Oh.
other English Hollywood series and all of that, like your Boston Legal or anything. It's nothing like that, but it's more practically, it's more challenging,
Hmm.
but it's a lot of fun. If you get into it and if you understand it to your
Hmm.
uh, best of knowledge, or maybe you put your soul into it, you will have
Hmm.
lots of fun and all.
Okay.
So
All
yeah.
right. Okay. So, yeah, can you explain the audience as well as me also what is the difference between this term advocate and solicitor? Because this, most of us relate to advocate, so we'd really not, love to know, okay, what's the other part of that education or degree that you have taken?
The solicitor is more mainly prevalent in Mumbai now
Hmm.
when it comes to India, and Bombay Incorporated Law Society conducts it. So
Okay.
basically, we are doing a 3 year articleship period from after your third year onwards.
Hmm.
And after your 3 years articleship period, you give the exam, which is
Okay.
a 6 subject exam or six
Hmm.
papers actually, and each paper has
Okay.
approximately 8 to 10 subjects under it.
Oh my God.
So it's an additional exam which is optional for the people. If they want to take it, they can take it. If they don't want to take it, they don't take it. Initially,
Hmm.
there was a lot of difference between the two because solicitors dealt mainly with real estate,
Hmm.
property side of law, and advocates were more into litigation and all of that. Now the
Acha.
difference has gone away, but still, I think when you take up a degree like solicitor, which is challenging, you learn a lot more
Okay.
because with being an advocate, you're practicing and you're learning. With solicitors, you've
Hmm.
already covered a lot of subjects.
Hmm. Hmm.
So
Hmm.
you have that knowledge from every other place into the
Hmm.
civil side of law, though. But yeah,
Oh,
and solicitor is more prevalent in UK. That is
okay.
your United Kingdom, but they also have their own particular exam for solicitors. You can opt from
Hmm.
there also.
Okay. Understood. Understood. And what is the specialization that you mentioned? Like you've done it in IPR. So what is it like, and what are the different specializations that students who are aspiring can get into or look up to after their LLB or mas in the masters?
So after LLB, it is again optional whether you want to do your master's or you don't want to do your master's. See,
Hmm.
any exam that we give is very theoretical.
Hmm.
Once we give our LLB, we have to take a registration with one of the bar councils in India.
Hmm.
So once like I have taken it in Bar Council of Maharashtra and Goa. Then we
Hmm.
give an All India Bar Council exam.
Hmm.
That is your AIBE exam. So once you
Hmm.
give that exam, you're qualified to litigate in your particular state
Hmm.
as well as Supreme Court if you give the Supreme Court exam and everything. Now,
Acha.
coming to masters is a very theoretical thing where you can give, you cannot give. Your license to practice is not impacted by it. You just gain
Okay.
additional knowledge. The same
Hmm.
knowledge you can get by practice also. Like someone who
Hmm.
wants to instantly get into practice, they can start practicing and get that knowledge and do
Okay.
specialization at a later stage. Now,
Hmm.
with specialization, we have a lot of fields. Like we can't even imagine, and there are n number of fields. Like even
Okay.
if I go to litigation, so litigation is divided into your civil litigation, your criminal
Hmm.
litigation, then we have your family law, we have your property law.
Hmm.
Also, we have your IPR, which I said, that is your intellectual property right.
Property law.
That is
Right.
your copyright, your
Yep.
trademarks, your patent. Now, a lot of people have started going towards media and entertainment side of it.
Hmm.
So,
Hmm. Hmm.
where you're making contracts for the actors, you're protecting their rights, you're protecting the rights of singers, the lyricists. So, that is more of your IPR and media and entertainment law. Now, we also have these laws with respect to AI. So, now there's this whole area that is your AI and technology that
Okay.
is there. We have your data privacy line that you can go. You can go to maritime law, that is with respect to your navy and all of that.
Okay.
Then you also have your say for example you can also get into no this negotiable instruments act, like that is your check bouncing cases.
Okay.
So there is, like, you name it, and there is variety of field. Like there is
Right.
SEBI, that is with
Right.
respect to your shares and stock
Shares,
markets and all
investments.
of that. There is your mutual funds side of the field itself. Then
Hmm.
also there is about your corporate law, which is your mergers and acquisitions, your due diligence about corporate law.
Hmm.
So, like, once you enter the field, you realize that, okay, this is, you might think that I want to litigate, but
Hmm.
once you enter it, you will realize that it's not just litigating. I may want to
Hmm.
do something else also.
Hmm.
Like, for me, it was always about litigation. I wanted to do
Hmm.
civil litigation. Then I
Hmm. Hmm.
started liking a lot towards succession side of law. So that is also
Okay.
one of the specialization. So
Yes.
you move
Yes.
towards that. You move towards property law. I started liking property law. You have your
Okay.
corporate law. So
Okay.
even under corporate law, there are a lot of fields. Like there are major fields, and then we have minor fields under that.
Okay.
So I think it's a very vast pool for the students if they enter into it. And they
Okay.
can any day shift. Like, once you practice, you understand, okay, this is what I want to do, this is what not, I don't want to do.
Hmm.
So, yeah.
That's very interesting, actually. There are so many different ways that a student or a person can get into, and that's really interesting. And I have only seen it in suits, and I've only seen how inspector doing corporate law. So
Yeah,
I did
that
not
is true.
know.
Most of them have.
Yeah, so I did not know so many things are there. So yeah, that's very interesting. Now tell me about your current scenario and your life, because I know that now you are at a position that there must be a lot of paperwork, lots of filings, lots of follow-ups, and lots of meetings. So how's it going for you? How hectic it is right now for you?
So I am more into, as I said, I'm more into non-litigation. I'm more into the drafting side of the documents. So I do not
Hmm.
have a court deadline, but I do have the deadlines with the clients. I do have the
Oh.
deadlines between the negotiations. Like we
Hmm.
cannot, like if we take too much time, the negotiations can fail, right?
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
we have to be very on point with it. So
Hmm.
for me, because I'm doing my own practice,
Hmm.
I have my life is more like some days I'll be working 12 hours a day, some days I'm
Hmm.
working 8 hours a day. It's very dependent on
And
me.
okay.
I personally like having a work-life balance, so I try to
Hmm.
maintain that. But
Okay.
I've realized that in law, it's not really like
Right.
something that you can do it.
Right.
But yeah, but one thing I've learned is if law is your passion, no matter the amount of time that you put in,
Hmm.
you will not feel tired of it. And I think
Right.
that goes with any field. So if you
True.
make it your love, if you make it your passion, I think you will be happy doing it,
Happy doing
and it
it.
will not look like a work to you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So you might enjoy it. So I like drafting. I like resolving disputes amongst people and, getting into the settlement of like, getting the whole settlement and then preparing a settlement deed. So for me, it's fun. So I really don't find it as hectic.
Hmm.
But if you ask me, yeah, there have been days where I've pulled a all-nighter
Okay.
like multiple times in a month, maybe. But yeah, but that's
Yeah.
always been a pleasure.
Okay.
Also because I take teaching also, like go as a visiting faculty also. So
Right.
for because of that, also a lot of time goes away into it.
Hmm.
So
Okay.
yeah, but it's always
Understood.
been a fun.
Understood.
Mm.
Yeah, so that makes a lot of sense because you are into a profession where you like working and it's a passion. So it doesn't feel hectic any day for us. Like I can relate to that a lot. And one more thing I wanted to ask you was that what was your inspiration? Like who was your inspiration rather than what was the inspiration? Because I think you have answered that initially around. Was there any role model kind of a thing? Because a lot of kids these days, as we have mentioned it couple of times, again come and tell me that I've watched Suits and want to get into the corporate law sector or law, sector for that matter. So, was there any role model for you as such whom you have looked up to and then?
I didn't have a role model per se.
Hmm,
But yeah, there was a dad's friend who was a solicitor. And when I
hmm,
looked at him and I just found it too fancy.
yeah,
So for
hmm,
me, it was like, okay, I want to do this. I want to give this a shot.
hmm,
And after that, it was just like once I got into it, I never liked studying, to be honest.
okay,
I would never, like my 10th and 12th, I would have studied 1 week before the exam.
okay,
But the moment I got into law, I started liking studying. I started liking reading law books. So I
okay,
think for me, that was something that was very inspiring. Law itself was inspiring for me.
hmm,
Then
hmm,
having a proper role model.
okay,
But yeah, this is something you've not asked me, but I'm gonna still state. People who are watching Suits and planning to get into law, do not do that.
yeah,
Like you can take that as an inspiration because I have seen a lot of people leave law because
hmm,
when they enter the practical world, they realize this is nothing like suit. And
hmm,
their entire expectation breaks. And then they would be like, I wasted 5 years or 3 years of my life,
okay,
which is not an appropriate thing, I feel.
hmm,
So, Suits is just a fictional drama, and we are
yeah,
doing nothing of that sort.
okay.
So, yeah, because I
Yes.
have personally seen my colleagues also enter because of it and then leave it. So, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I know, I know. Up to some point, even I had decided that after watching this series, I'm gonna get into legal side of things. All right. And one last thing before, we conclude the talk is that let's say today, if there are n number of kids watching this particular discussion and they are, kind of in a thought process that we are pretty sure that we want to get into this profession, what would be your one advice being in your position to them right now?
So my advice to every student out there would be do one thing always, understand that you're a student and be
Hmm.
grounded. When
Hmm.
you're being a lawyer,
Hmm.
the studies is going to be lifelong. It's
Hmm.
not something that you've studied for 5 years and you're good to go. It's a continuous study that you study every single day and every
True.
minute of the day. So you need to be understand that I am a student forever, and that is when
Hmm.
you can enter. You can never be like, I know it all. The
Yeah.
day you think I know it all is the day I think you start falling down.
Hmm.
So my advice to the students would be like have that habit to be a student and to always inculcate that reading habit, or maybe also the habit of learning from someone else.
Hmm.
I have few more advices if that's okay with
Hmm.
you.
Yes, 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 definitely.
So the second advice I would like to give students is like not everyone's viewpoint is correct. Like not every time your viewpoint is correct. So
Hmm.
as a student or as a law practitioner, you need to understand the opposite side's perspective is also correct.
Right.
Everyone has their own truth, and you need to
Hmm.
accept that truth and then see how you can work things around.
True.
Because until and unless you leave or break that ego of yours, I don't think you can understand the other person's mindset. And if you
Hmm.
cannot understand the other person's mindset, you are not going to be able to either litigate or also come to a solution for any matter.
Right.
So I think
Right.
leaving that ego for any sector of it like would be utmost crucial for a law student.
Hmm.
And the next is empathy. You need to have empathy, I feel,
Huh.
towards your client, but also towards yourself.
Yeah.
Because what's going to happen in law is you're not going to succeed every single day.
True.
Every day you might have a failure. Like, say, for example, I'm litigating, not every case I will win.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I will lose a case. You cannot take it personally. You cannot be like, because I lost this case, I want to get out of it. No, you need to learn to have that empathy towards yourself as well as towards your client, because they are also coming to you with certain expectations. They
Hmm.
don't understand law, they don't understand system. So you cannot be arrogant with them as well. So I
Hmm.
think these three things are utmost important for students to cultivate in themselves to
Hmm.
become a good practitioner, I feel.
True.
Also,
True.
if you don't mind, can I just give a highlight as to
Yes.
how they can
Yes.
study through it?
Yes. Yes. Definitely. Please go ahead.
So basically, for most people, you have your 5 year law course that is after your 12th.
Yeah.
And for some students who have already done your commerce, science, arts, and you still want to pursue something or you want to have an extra degree or whatever it is, you can
Hmm.
do a 3 year law course as well. So
Okay.
one is after 12th and one is after your degree. For
Hmm.
5 year law course, we have multiple national law universities for which we give CLAT, which is your
Yeah.
120 marker exam, which
Hmm.
tests your logical reasoning, legal reasoning, your general knowledge, your English. And they
Okay.
have a negative marking system, but you get
Hmm.
into one of the top law universities recognized at a lot of
Hmm.
places.
Okay.
Then we have your, so if you are planning to be in Maharashtra or Mumbai, specifically Mumbai, you have your CET, for
Hmm.
which you can give your, it's a one, again, it's a 150 marker exam. There's no negative marking in this. So
Mm-hmm.
over here, you can get into any of the colleges in Mumbai after
Mum.
scoring appropriate marks for that.
Hmm.
Also, you have your private colleges, and these
Hmm.
private colleges have their own examinations.
Hmm.
Private colleges have a better specialization, I feel, because they teach you from a perspective of a future, because they have their own system. So they keep changing their curriculum. But at
Autonomous.
the national level, it's equal everywhere.
Right.
And your state, again, it's something that's a syllabus is set by Mumbai University. So again,
Hmm.
it's equal for all the colleges.
Hmm.
So accordingly, you can decide. Private will be more expensive.
Hmm.
Your colleges in Mumbai or national level, national law universities would be at a lower rate
Lower
when it
cost.
comes to fee structure.
Okay.
So you can opt for any of those.
So privates would be like NMIMS invoices, if I'm not wrong, right?
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yeah. And
Okay.
Symbiosis has SLAT for the
Yeah.
examination, and it has one of the good, it's also a recognized law college,
Yes.
quite
Yes.
recognized. And NMIMS has a wonderful syllabus and the pattern of teaching, to be
Yeah.
honest.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect. So I think
Mhm.
the points that you added at the end, the valuable information would definitely help a lot of kids out there who are confused about which exam to go, and what it gets very transparent and clear thinking, once they know what they're getting into and all. So Pankti, that was a very valuable session, and invaluable points that you have shared with us. I'm sure everyone's gonna make a lot of use out of these points. So thank you once again for taking out the time and being with us on this platform.
Thank you so much for inviting me. It was my
Definitely,
pleasure.
definitely welcome, welcome.
I
All
just
right.
hope it helps student and they make a good choice.
Yes, definitely it would. It would. Yes. So I'll just close the session and I'll share with you
Yes.
once it's ready. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Bye
Bye bye.
bye.
Bye bye.